say, oh, it's his manager. And I was like, no, before I was with Ali, I had a different management group and he never invited me on the show. He never asked me to be on the show. So I think there's a reason why he's not inviting me or my team.
Hello, yo, welcome to the channel again. Thanks for your subscription, thanks for your comment, thanks for your likes. I really appreciate you. Today we're going to see what caused the beef between current UFC welterweight champion Belal Muhammad and Ariel Helwani. So here in this video, Belal Muhammad granted an interview regarding Ariel Helwani as a hater. Like he said, Ariel has stopped inviting him to his show, and you always have something to say regarding his credibility, regarding his title fight against Leon Edwards and stuff like that. So here he said Ariel stopped inviting him to his show a few years ago. I think it started when Belal Muhammad signed with Ali Abdulaziz. Like Ali Abdulaziz is the manager for Belal Muhammad, Kamaru Usman, Justin Gaethje, Khabib Nurmagomedov, Islam Makhachev, other fights, many popular fights, Killer Harrison, many popular fighters. So I think Ali Abdulaziz had something with Ariel on Twitter a few years ago. They had a back and forth, they blasted each other, they went at each other on Twitter. So since then, Ali stopped his fighters from appearing on Ariel's show since then. So it has caused a lot of, back and forth between the fighters and Ariel too. So here, Belal Muhammad was saying Ariel cannot stop mentioning his name because he didn't appear on his show.
So, right, to all the people out there that will sit there and all these like so-called experts, even these fighters, you have Demetrius Johnson thinking that he's this great analyst. He sucks. Usman sucks at analyzing stuff. All these guys, they don't know what they're talking about. When you get into the cage with me, it's different. When you get into the cage with me, you think it's slow. Then you get punched in the face and you realize it's fast. You get into the cage with me, you think, oh man, he doesn't hit hard. Then you get hit in the mouth and then you back down.
Yeah.
If Leon Edwards wasn't getting hurt, he would have stepped forward the whole time. He would have planted his feet. But he was getting punched in the mouth. He was getting hurt and he was backing up to the cage like a coward and he was breaking and he was folding because he didn't like what he was feeling. And his coach, his team, him and Ariel Helwani want to have their little laughs before the fight. He was laughing with DC, talking about, oh, he can't box. You think he's going to outbox me?
Right.
He's the sniper. You can't snipe anything when you're getting punched in the mouth. And that was my biggest thing. I knew that I would be in it. I had the mentality of stepping up in his face, not being afraid of anything he throws at me, and then just hitting him. My jab was like perfectly. The thing about told you so.
So this interview was granted after he defeated Leon Edwards in Manchester. He granted an interview that people really didn't give him a chance. People thought he was going to fail. People thought he was going to get knocked out or get submitted or something. So the thing here is that, he's just not he's having a hard time, because people keep, talking bad about him, about his skill set or something. I don't know why people hate this guy so much. He worked so hard before he got the title shot. He worked very hard. Like, we knew what it took before he could get the title shot. Like, he was like on 9-win streak or so before he could get the title shot. He defeated top fighters in that division before he could get the title shot. And I said it in one video I made before the title shot that before they gave him the title shot that I think UFC didn't have any option left. That's why they gave Belal, because it wasn't automatic. Like it was very tough for him to get it. So now that he's the champion of the welterweight division, people are really talking down on him like, oh, he would not be a long reigning champion. Like, how many times will he be able to defend the belt? Shafkat is coming, other guys are coming. Like, they would actually defeat him. They will actually take the belt from him. And UFC is not even pleased. Like, Dana White doesn't really want this guy as a champion, So many it's a threat coming from like left, right, and center. They are not even allowing him to enjoy his reign because now he has to defend the belt in December against Shafkat Rakhmonov. So so he's angry that people are just talking nonsense about him right and left. They are not even praising him that he was able to win the belt, as a champion. See the respect they are giving Ilia Topuria since he knocked out Volkanovski. Ilia Topuria, for instance, people have been praising him in the media, like, the MMA community have been praising him. So now, but the same cannot be said about Belal Muhammad, and it's not supposed to be so, because he worked so hard to get to where he is today. So let's cut him some slack. Ariel Helwani responded to him.
We go. I you with my old friend Belal Muhammad, and it's getting a little bit tiresome, all the lies and stuff like that. He did an interview with Submission Radio where he talked about, we all know the real reason. He keeps doing this thing, the real reason why he doesn't want to have me on his show. I've said it time and again, I can't have him on his show. I've invited all those people on the show. They won't come because their manager doesn't allow them to come on the show. The only one who has the balls to say, no, I am in charge of my career is Kayla Harrison. She continues to do that. Certainly of the UFC fighters, we've had Derek Brunson, who's no longer in the UFC, come on once he left the UFC, but he has convinced them that if they're in the UFC, they can't go on the show. When you look at the rest of our guest list, it's the who's who of the UFC. Again, don't care, but he keeps saying that I've never wanted to talk to him, that I've tried to avoid him, that I don't give him props, this song and dance over and over again. And it gets a little bit annoying. And in this interview with Submission Radio, he even said, even before I was with Ali, he wouldn't have me on his show. And so then I went and checked when he went to Ali. According to his previous management, they said that he signed with Ali in January of 2019. And I think this is important because, again, if you want to call me a shitty journalist, a bad host, all this stuff, I can live with it. But don't make up shit. Don't lie. So he gets to the UFC. He loses his UFC debut. That was in July of 2016. He wins his next fight. He loses his next fight. He gets knocked out by Vicente Luque. He wins his next fight against Randy Brown. He wins his next fight against Jordan Meehan. He wins his next fight against Tim Means, a split decision. The Jordan Meehan fight is a unanimous decision. There's a chance Ren counter win in there, and then Jeff Neal's a loss. So he's 5-3 at this point by January of 2019, by the time he leaves and goes and signs with Ali. Ali put the kibosh on me talking to his clients in April of 2019. So as of that point, he's a 5-3 welterweight. He's been knocked out. He loses a couple. He wins.
So here, Ariel is confirming that Ali stopped all his fighters from appearing on Ariel Helwani's show. Like, he stopped them because Ali is not in good terms with Ariel, and he wants all his fighters to stop going to Ariel Helwani's show or granting him an interview.
It's a couple. He goes on a little run here, 5-3. I've talked to him at media days. No one was talking about him as a title contender. I wasn't avoiding him. In fact, I heard that he didn't think that I liked him. I went straight up to him. I talked to him. He'll never talk to you about that. He'll never bring that up. And then he goes and signs with Ali. I can't talk to him at this point. So when he says that I don't talk to him and I haven't talked to him for years, it's because I can't. It's because he literally isn't allowed to come on this show. And so now he wants to do the whole big thing, oh, this guy's a hater and this and that, when there's countless examples of me showing him love. And I understand that he's asked these questions at times. And so he's not just bringing me up. I totally understand that. But I do see him on his show talking about me in this negative light, saying that I'm a clown and that I'm a hater and all this other bullshit. And it's tiresome to keep making up this stuff when he knows the truth. He knows that he's not allowed to come on. He knows that he listens to his manager. He knows that his manager has told all those guys that they can't come on. And he knows that when I was covering his fights, I was going up to him to interview him. And he knows that prior to signing with Ali, he wasn't exactly, I was doing a show once a week. There were less guests at our disposal, and he wasn't exactly in the mix. Now you could do the revisionist history thing and say, oh, I became a champion, but I'm sorry to say, back in 2016, 2017, there wasn't a huge clamoring when you're doing one show a week to have you on the program. You're going to hold that against me for years and years. It blows my mind that we're still talking about this. utter bullshit, but it's just tiresome to keep changing the story and making yourself out to be, oh, the guy that I wasn't giving him the props. Guess what? Who gives a fuck about me? Who gives a fuck about my props? Who gives a fuck about my opinion? Do you, man? But just stop making up this shit about me, because it's getting very, very tiresome to listen to these lies and this violin. Oh, I don't get the props. I don't get this. If you don't like me so much, and if you don't respect me so much, and you don't care about my opinion, why do you keep bringing up the old shit? You're welcome to come on. You're not welcome to come on. I don't care. God bless. I'll still talk about you. I'll still cover you, because I'm able to separate the two. I'm able to talk about people who don't come on the show. I don't base my opinion based on people who come on the show or don't come on the show. But just stop making up stories. You left in 2019. I couldn't talk to anyone in 2019 as of 2019. And so that's why you haven't been on for the past 5 years. 5 freaking years it has been, this nonsense. April of 2019, Atlanta, Georgia. That event, the one that was Izzy versus Gastelum and Max versus Dustin. That's how long this thing has been, all because of a stupid tweet. So just tired, and I will not respond every time an insult is thrown my way. But when made up shit is thrown up my way, and his previous manager knows, Abe knows, that I tried to make things right, and I went up to him and I tried to clear the air and all this stuff. He could speak on it if he wants. I go to bed at night knowing that I've said the truth, and that, you know, my conscience is clear when it comes to this silly.
So here, Ariel is confirming it that everything is Belal Muhammad's fault, like because his manager would not allow any one of them to come to his show. He's always neutral on his comments. You know, whenever he's commenting about all these fighters, he doesn't pick sides. That's what Ariel is trying to say now. But you know, the thing is, this thing will continue going, because as long as Ali Abdulaziz does not want his fighters to become Ariel Helwani's guest on the show, there will still be conflict of interest. You know, it will still continue to be like that. So, you know, in this case, I'm just talking regarding Belal Muhammad disrespecting the media. You know, MMA fans, you know, we don't need to disrespect this guy. He worked very hard to become a champion, and I know that, you know, I believe Shafkat now, some people are happy that he's fighting Shafkat now in December 7. So I believe, you know, they believe okay, Shafkat is going to get the belt from him anyways, so his reign will be short. He doesn't have enough time to claim he's a champion or something. He doesn't have any title defense. So you know, he doesn't win any of his title defense. They believe Shafkat will collect the belt from him, but I believe it's going to be an interesting fight. I still believe in Belal Muhammad. You know, I don't think Shafkat will just come from nowhere, and because I believe the Shafkat himself has not really been tested against top fighters. That's just it. His only test that I think, you know, was very tough was Jeff Neal. I think he was not 100% with his body when they fought. So that is his test, in my opinion. Stephen Thompson was very old already, like he's on his way out of the MMA world. So this Belal Muhammad title fight over the defense fight will actually be a very tough test for Shafkat. So I don't know. Belal Muhammad usually train with Khabib Nurmagomedov's team, and Shafkat too had an affiliation with Khabib's team. So I don't know who Khabib is going to actually be moving towards. But let's see what happens between now and December. So what do you think? What do you think about this conflict between Belal Muhammad and Ariel Helwani? What do you think is happening? Share your comments. Like this video. Thanks for subscribing. See you soon.